Hello traders, and welcome to a top-down analysis of the currency pairs. So today we'll be analyzing Euro USD, GBP USD, and then lastly gold. So we start doing our analysis on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, that is where you begin doing your analysis. Now, don't just open a trade and then you're already placing trades without even knowing what is happening in the market. Traders, don't rush to lose money. Always breathe in and breathe out when you open a chart. Go to your weekly time frame, and as always, on the weekly time frame, that is where we mark our supply and demand zones. Like I always emphasize, that price moves between supply and demand zone. So let's mark our levels. You always mark the levels where price has reacted the most. So there, that is our supply zone. That is the supply zone. And then we have our demand zone right there. That is our demand zone. That is the demand zone. That is our demand zone. Already from the weekly time frame, you can already tell the buyers. Now price is moving from the demand headed to the supply zone. So on Euro USD, it's in an uptrend. So we have to place buys on Euro USD. So this arrow is to signify that we are placing buys on Euro USD because price is bullish. It's moving from demand headed to the supply zone. That is all we do on the weekly time frame, is to just mark our supply in the demand zones. And then you go to the daily time frame to go and study the recent price action. So from the daily, we can be able to see that is a break of structure. So we have a break of structure. We had a break of structure there. And then our order block where price reacted is there. That is our order block where price reacted. This is our order block. And then from the daily, we can mark the resistance level. That is the level that is likely to, where price is likely to reverse. So that is our resistance. So that is our resistance. That is our resistance because that is where price reversed in the past. Now, if you zoom in, you can be able to see the recent break, the recent price action. So we have a break of structure there. So we have a break of structure. we have a break of structure. Actually, it's here. We have a break of structure. And then price is currently reacting off our order block, which is that one. So that is our order blocks. So this strategy I'm trading, this is the SMC strategy. And then we go to the 4-hour time frame. From the 4-hour, you can be able to see that is the break of structure. The break of structure, and then you adjust your order block to the 4-hour time frame, which is always the last internal break of structure, which is that candlestick there. So that is the order block. So currently price is reacting at this order block. Now if we are to enter Euro USD, we are to wait for we are to wait for we are to wait for price to go and break that high. We have to wait for price to go and break that high. That will be a break of structure because Euro USD is trending upwards. And then our order block, that is our order block. That is our order block from there, from the 4-hour time frame. From the 4-hour time frame. And then if we go to the 1-hour, which is the entry time frame that I use, I always trade the 1-hour order blocks. So from the 1-hour, you adjust the order block right there. So yes, so that is what we can expect on Euro USD. Right now, there's no entry for us. So we are waiting for price to go and break that high and then come back and mitigate our order block. Come back and mitigate our order block and then continue pushing up. So that is what we are waiting for on Euro USD. So we are waiting for a break of structure and then waiting for price to go and come back and mitigate our order block. So that is the entry. If you trade Euro USD, that is the entry that you should wait for because Euro USD is trending bullish. So that is where I stop my analysis. And then I use the M30 to check the change of character properly. Most of the time I don't enter from M30. Most of the time I use the 1-hour order block. And then let us analyze GBP, GBP USD, and as always start our analysis on the weekly time frame by marking our supply and demand zones. We start by marking a supply and demand zones. So that is the supply zone. supply zone, and then our demand. That is our demand zone. That is our demand zone. As we can tell from the weekly time frame, the bias is bullish because price is moving from demand headed to the supply zone. So we are placing buys on GBP USD. That is all on the weekly time frame. And then we go to the daily time frame to be able to get the recent price action. So we had a break of structure. So that is a break of structure. And then our order block, that is our order block, which is the last internal break of structure. That is our order block where price reacted off, that dished out, that is still dishing out that move. That is our order block. And then we can mark our resistance. That is a level, that is where price is likely to reverse. You just need to mark it so you know. Because price might still break that level, but you just have to mark it. That is our resistance. And then we study the recent price action. We have a break of structure. So we have a break of structure. And then our order block. That is our order block where price is currently reacting off it. So that is our order block. So that is all we can do on the daily time frame. And then we go to the 4-hour time frame. So from the 4-hour time frame, you can adjust the order block to the 4-hour time frame, which is right there, where price is currently reacting. And it looks like we have broken a new high. That is a break of structure. That is a break of structure. We have broken a new high. And our order block is right there from the 4-hour time frame. That is our order block. That is our order block from the 4-hour time frame. And then that line is to represent the resistance, a level that is likely to send price down. Price might react there, but you just have to mark it so that you are aware that there is a resistance that price needs to break before it proceeds. Yes, that is all on the 4-hour time frame. And then if you go to the 1 hour, so in the 1 hour time frame, that is what we have on the 1 hour, our entry time frame. And then that is the order block. Because we have broken structure, we are just waiting for price to come back and mitigate this order block. Therefore, we can be able to place a buy limit here because we have broken a new high. Our order block is present. Let me just write out the coordinates for GBP USD. Our entry price being that line. And then stop loss slightly below the order block. And then for the take profit, I like to use the higher time frame. In this case, we are going to use the resistance. So let me write out the coordinates. Our entry price is at 1.35373, and then our stop loss is at 1.35171, and then our take profit will be at that resistance, which is at 1.35900. So let me remove, let me write out the coordinates. We are having a buy limit with coordinates. The entry price is at 1.35373, and then our stop loss is at 1.35171, and then lastly our take profit is at 1.35900. So that is a buy limit you can place on GBP USD because we have broken a new high. Our order block present. We're just waiting for price to come back and to mitigate this order block. So those are the coordinates for the entry. You can place a buy limit on GBP USD. And then let's do the last one, which is gold. So gold has been trending upwards since 2021. So let us begin. So we have our our demand zone right there. And then we have our supply zone right there. So if you want to make money trading gold, always wait for the buying setups, because gold has been buying since 2021. So always wait for buy setups. Gold is very easy to trade because it's most of the time it's always trending upwards. So you should wait for buy setups and then you place your trades. I normally don't trade selling opportunities on gold. I just wait for the selling opportunity to be over, and then I wait for the buying setups. And then our demand zone. So that is all from the weekly. If we go to the daily, we go to the daily. So price has been finding support at this level. So price has been finding support at that level. Support, and we also have broken a new high on gold. So this is our break of structure from the daily time frame. From the daily time frame, that is a break of structure. And then from the daily time frame, our order block is, that is our order block from the daily time frame. But looking at the way price is moving, it is going to take long for price to get at that order block if you are using the daily time frame. So if you go to the 4 hours, from the 4 hours, we can be able to tell that from the 4 hours our order block. From the 4 hours, that is our order block. That is the order block from the 4 hours. Yes, so that is our order block. And then from the 1 hour, that is our order block. So for gold, we are not placing a buy limit, because why I am not placing a buy limit on gold? So if you want to enter on gold, wait for, it has to be a confirmation entry on this one. Wait for price to come back at this order block, and then wait for any of the reversal candlesticks. Even if you don't know reversal candlesticks, check out one of my videos on my channel. I put out reversal candlesticks you watch out for before you place your entries. So in an uptrend, we are waiting to see at this order block. We are not placing a buy limit. So it's a confirmation entry. Price has broken a high. So at this order block, wait for a bullish pin bar, or a bullish engulfing, or a doji and confirmation, and then a tweezer bottom before you can place a trade at this order block. And then I am not placing a buy limit there. Why? Because price has not yet cleared that high. The last high, price has not cleared that high, because price can just tap into that supply zone, and then it might decide to pull down. So be very careful of gold at that order block, do not place a buy limit because price can just go and tap into that supply zone and then decide to reverse back. So for gold, if you want to place a trade on gold, it has to be a confirmation entry. Wait for confirmation at this order block. Check out for any of the reversal candlesticks that I mentioned. Yes. So for gold, it will be a confirmation entry. So that is traders. That's it, traders. That is how you do a proper top-down analysis. Always begin from the weekly time frame. Mark your levels, go to your daily time frame, mark your support and resistance levels, and then you mark your recent break of structures, and then check out your other blocks. And then sometimes you can get a confirmation entry, like in this case for gold, or you can place a buy limit because you can see that the momentum is still in an uptrend for GBP USD. All right, traders, that's it for this video. If you did get something out of this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and do give it a thumbs up. And I will see you in our next top-down analysis next week. Thank you.